Yep. I had this interesting experience a few days ago at work, and I felt I should do a vlog for it, trusting it could be of help to someone. So these are people's names here, which are encrypted, and these are the countries they came from and the year. So a few folks came from England in year 2021. So eventually what I was trying to do was to create a simple butterfly chart out of it. So it looks more like this. Can you see this? Now it looks more like this, a simple butterfly chart. Now we're comparing a particular year, 2020, with another year, 2021. But these measures are dynamic, meaning that I could activate 2022 on the left, and I could activate 2021 on the right. So that way I can compare 2022 against 2021. Great. Now, so how did we go about this? I'll just quickly run through how we did all of that. The very first thing was that the year parameter, which you could see from the data set, was already given. So what did I do? I created a year set. How do you create a year set? Pretty straightforward. Create set. You can choose any of them from the list, either the 2020, 2020, anyone at all. Same thing also, I created a year parameter. Same thing, right click, create parameter, and then parameter year one, integer, any year you wish to use, a list, that's totally fine, and then okay, that's good. Great. Now, once I created a year set, a year parameter, I duplicated the year. How do you do that? Come on. So create, or you could just say duplicate, and I called it year two. And then I went ahead to duplicate the year set, year set, and similarly, I duplicated the year parameter. So I created a set out of year two and a parameter out of year two. Clear? Now, the next thing I did was to create another measure called measure one. Now, what does measure one does in essence is the fact that it counts the number of people for a particular year. So we pass these arguments, we pass the parameter, the active parameter, as an argument into what? The year. So if the active parameter is 2020, it assigns that value to the year, and we use that as a yardstick to what? Count the number of people that were from that country in a year. And similarly, I did the same thing for measure two, whereas in this case, I used year two, and I also used year parameter two to do the counting. Pretty straightforward. Now, after that, what did we do? We created the buttons, which we're going to use as the filters eventually. So what do we do? Year, just put year at the column, and then you drop here at the column. It will multiply. It will create these buttons. Now, we drag the year set into colors. And when we drag the year set into colors, that makes sure that the active year is the one that is highlighted. And then also drag year into what? Details. If that's okay. Similarly, we're going to do this exact same thing for the next, this one. What do we do here? We used year two instead of year one. Do exactly the same thing, but in the color year, we use the year set again, just to get the same color code, and then we're good to go. Now, after we've done that, we went straight at this. So what did we do? We dragged on measure one here and measure two here. It pretty much would look something like this. If you've ever created a butterfly chart before, it looks something like this. So yeah, so you can go learn how to create a butterfly chart, but it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, so it looks like this. Because we're trying to create a butterfly, we're going to have to reverse the order. So edit axis. So we're going to say reverse it. Good. So it now looks more like a butterfly. So what did we do also? There was a measure that we created here called the zero line. So what did we do? We just created a measure called the zero line, which we called 0. We're going to drag it on. Yep. And then there you go. You have the space in between, which you could drag columns. You could come into the 0 line. So you drag country and put it on labels. And then you have the countries, and then you have the butterfly chart. You can disable this, disable all of these, and there you go. Your butterfly chart is ready. You can filter, you can sort, and all of that. An interesting thing you can also do is to edit the axis, maybe make it fixed for everyone. So you can call this, say 200, that makes it fixed. It gives you an equal feel among from everyone. So kind of, so you do create edit axis. Yeah, so fixed, and then you call it 200. That's okay. Good, good, good. Now, thereafter, what do? You're going to go in and then drop them on the dashboard. So drag them into your dashboard, arrange your containers. I'm sure you're going to be quite good with that already. So from there, the next thing is we're going to create dashboard actions. The first dashboard actions that we create, it's called the parameter 1. What's the parameter 1 for? So it's changing parameters. So that does, the action there is to change parameters. So let's look at what happens in there. So at that point, we choose button filter, which is the chart here, as the chart, the source sheet. It's changing year parameter 1. The source field is year. And exactly the same thing you would do for year parameter 2. But in this case, it will be what? Button filter 2, year 2, and year 2 also will be here. You can have a look at it, download the chart, and then have a look at it at your convenience. Now look at this also. In filter 1, we're going to create a filter. What does the filter do? So when you click on the button, what should it do? It transfers control into the 2 charts, butterfly and butterfly 2. Butterfly 2 is the name for the other chart. Yeah, and it uses what? A selected field, which is year, and against the target field, which is year. Is that okay? Now you do the same thing for year, for filter 2, and in that case, it also will be what? Year 2 will be the selected field we're trying to target. So you can download this and then have a look at it. Good. So once you're done with that, you're going to have these experience. So you can click on 2020, and then you can click on 2021, and you see the dynamics. It takes after the color of the button. So the year that you are currently on, 2021, and then 2022. Thanks for listening. If you have any better way of representing these, I would be glad to see it. And also, I would love to see what you do with these ideas. Thank you.